Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. Plans are nothing, planning is everything. In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. A people that values its privileges above its principles soon loses both. The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionably integrity. Without it, no real success is possible. You do not lead by hitting people over the head, that's assault, not leadership. Only our individual faith in freedom can keep us free. Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfield. If a problem cannot be solved, enlarge it. The history of free men is never really written by chance but by choice, their choice. This world of ours must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate, and be, instead, a proud confederation of mutual trust and respect. The search for a scapegoat is the easiest of all hunting expeditions. We seek peace, knowing that peace is the climate of freedom. We will bankrupt ourselves in the vain search for absolute security. There's no tragedy in life like the death of a child. Things never get back to the way they were. Motivation is the art of getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. I never saw a pessimistic general win a battle. The clearest way to show what the rule of law means to us in everyday life is to recall what has happened when there is no rule of law. When you appeal to force, there's one thing you must never do: lose. Peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. The world moves, and ideas that were once good are not always good. Some people say that when you get old, you begin to remember the past more than you think about the future. I don't accept that. I look forward to the future, because that's where I'm going to spend the rest of my life. A sense of humor is part of the art of leadership, of getting along with people, of getting things done. An intellectual is a man who takes more words than necessary to tell more than he knows. In most communities, it is illegal to cry, "Fire," in a crowded assembly. Should it not be considered serious international misconduct to manufacture a general war scare in an effort to achieve local political aims? If you want total security, go to prison. There you're fed, clothed, given medical care, and so on. The only thing lacking is freedom. History does not long entrust the care of freedom to the weak or the timid. No man is worth his salt who is not ready at all times to risk his body, to risk his well-being, to risk his life in a great cause. Disarmament, with mutual honor and confidence, is a continuing imperative. We are going to have peace even if we have to fight for it. A soldier's pack is not so heavy a burden as a prisoner's chains. I despise all those who go along with war, in any form, just to feather their nests. I don't like the idea of the government being in the banking business. I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, only as one who has seen its brutality, its stupidity. The middle of the road is all of the usable surface. The extremes, right and left, are in the gutters. Together we must learn how to compose differences, not with arms, but with intellect and decent purpose. Politics ought to be the part-time profession of every citizen. Never send a battalion to take a hill if a regiment is available. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. War is mankind's most tragic and stupid folly. To seek or advise its deliberate provocation is a black crime against all men. Don't join the book burners. Don't think you're going to conceal faults by concealing evidence that they ever existed. Freedom has been defined as the opportunity for self-discipline. We cannot mortgage the material assets of our grandchildren without asking the loss also of their political and spiritual heritage. The spirit of man is more important than mere physical strength, and the spiritual fiber of a nation than its wealth. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the heart of America. The United States never lost a soldier or a foot of ground in my administration. We kept the peace. People talk about the middle of the road as though it were unacceptable. Actually, all human problems, excepting morals, come into the gray areas. We must be willing, individually and as a nation, to accept whatever sacrifices may be required of us. Some politician some years ago said that bad officials are elected by good voters who do not vote. The true purpose of education is to prepare young men and women for effective citizenship in a free form of government. I am not a perfectionist, but I like to feel that things are done well. You can't have a situation where big government owns the banks, owns the insurance companies, owns the car companies. To be true to one's own freedom is, in essence, to honor and respect the freedom of all others. Humility must always be the portion of any man who receives acclaim earned in the blood of his followers and the sacrifices of his friends. The hope of the world is that wisdom can arrest conflict before it comes to battle. The problem in defense is how far you can go without destroying from within what you are trying to defend from without. When you put on a uniform, there are certain inhibitions that you accept. There are certain conduct and disciplines that are imposed upon you that, were you a civilian, you might not normally accept. The Bible is endorsed by the ages. Our civilization is built upon its words. The purpose is clear. It is safety with solvency. The only answer to a regime that wages total Cold War is to wage total peace. There is no victory at bargain basement prices.